Super Mario World released as a launch title for the Super Nintendo in 1990, for Japan and fully released worldwide by 1992. Mario World was a sequel to the hit platformer Super Mario Bros. 3, while still retaining many of the previous game's elements. Upon the inclusion of some similar features like the Koopalings and other characters, a large variety of new gameplay mechanics such as Yoshi and the far more expanded upon world map were included. Super Mario World is the best-selling SNES game to date, with over 20 million copies sold. Alongside this, it also received an incredibly high amount of critical acclaim, and is commonly mentioned as one of Nintendo's best games on various critic listings. The story in Super Mario World is as basic as can be. Bowser has kidnapped Peach, but at least they tell you that here. We get nothing in the previous Mario games. All main Mario games before Super Mario World were on the NES, which the controller only had 2 buttons minus start and select. However, in comparison, the SNES controller has 4 buttons as well as the triggers. This improvement led to the limited camera movement as well as an extra jump button and run button. B is Mario's basic jump and A is a spin jump, which when big you can spin through blocks that are underneath the character. Like in any traditional Mario title, question mark blocks either embed coins or a power-up. Power-ups being the mushroom, fire flower star, the new cape, Yoshi's wings, and the new power-up balloon. This is a big improvement to the Mario Bros. And Mario Bros. 2 item pool. However, it lacks massively in comparison to the predecessor of Super Mario World. Super Mario Bros. 3 had far more power-ups, examples being the mushroom, fire flower, super leaf, tanuki suit, hammer suit, P-wing, frog suit, star, anchor, hammer, music box, the cloud, and the flute. Not only were they significantly more unique, the main power-up in Mario Bros. 3, the super leaf, could not be used to fly infinitely, like the cape. Thus meaning the cape can be used to skip over entire levels. You can argue that the P-wing from Mario Bros. 3 also does this, but that power-up can be found through secrets on the overworld or through world completion, and can be used fairly for if a level is too difficult, as Super Mario Bros. 3 was a very challenging game. On topic of the Super Mario Bros. 3 and the Super Mario World debate, I am slightly more in favour to Super Mario World, but there are so many things that weren't implemented from 3 to World, for example the minigames. On Mario Bros. 3 there's the Spade Panel minigame which requires you to land the slots and all the same power up in order to get a life. The Memory Card game in which you can win items, lives and coins. There are Mushroom Houses in which Toad allows you to select a box and they all have a power up in, but you can only choose one. And if you are playing multiplayer, you can play the classic Mario Bros. As a little versus minigame. This kind of treatment was absent in Super Mario World. In Mario Bros. 3 you have an item interface, which holds a whole bunch of items during your adventures. This is yet again another feature missing from Super Mario World. Whilst I see this as quite a shame, it was made up for with the power box at the top of the screen, which allows a second item to be held active, either for swapping, when necessary, with the select button, or upon taking damage it will be released. Now I get that I just mentioned a whole lot of issues that I have with Mario World and the positives, including Mario Bros. 3, but why do I still prefer Mario World? It's simple. The gameplay is far more satisfying in this game than any of the previous games in the franchise. The quantity of enemies has expanded from different types of Goombas and Koopas to bony beetles, chainsaws, charging chucks, dino rhinos and fishing boos. They are all so very unique and are all interestingly designed. The controls are exceptionally responsive. Through my time in playing on the SNES I couldn't verify one false input. This makes the game harder to blame for mistakes. And with this being the case, the gameplay is made far less frustrating until of course the final world, when skill doesn't really matter, but the player will see any issue as a fault on their behalf and try to correct it the next time around. The graphics for me are also a pretty standout factor. However, when researching this, a fairly vast number of people argued against Mario World's graphics being impressive, or better yet, just thought that they were visually bland. Compared to the NES game, this really blew out the water visually in comparison for me. And even to the All-Stars part of the original games, I still felt Super Mario World came out on top, and I sure as hell hope I'm not the only one here. The other main final standout for Super Mario World was Yoshi. Yoshi's first appearance was in Super Mario World, and they did an incredible job of implementing him into the game. He has fruit he can eat, which just like in New Super Mario Bros. Wii, after eating a fair amount of fruit he will produce a power-up. In this case it's always a mushroom, but unlike Super Mario Bros. Wii, you can actually keep Yoshi upon level completion, which is a really good addition and I'm surprised this wasn't in any other later Mario game. There are 4 different Yoshis with different abilities. When having a Koopa shell in his mouth, green Yoshi is the standard Yoshi with standard abilities. Yellow Yoshi always shakes the ground upon landing. Red Yoshi spits out fire, and blue Yoshi can always fly. The different coloured Yoshis will notoriously be found as babies, and need to be fed 5 enemies or a power-up to grow into a more grown-up Yoshi. The music with Yoshi also changes, and the upbeat music is made a slightly bit more upbeat, with having a set of bongos which can be heard softly in the background. In Super Mario World you can save your progress, which you cannot in the previous NES titles. However, they did eventually change this in the All-Stars port, and actually made the save function far better than in Super Mario World. As in Mario World, we are required to beat a boss, ghost house or a switch palace in order to save, whilst in the All-Stars game, pausing and selecting save or quit, or saving and continue, will just save your progress. The secrets are far more satisfying to find, and there are a whole lot more secrets to find within the game. Most occur on the world map, which the world map in Mario World is very impressive and nicely detailed. There are 9 worlds, and secrets can be in form of Star Road, Top Secret Area, or the Switch Palaces, which most are found through keyholes that require a key that can be found in the same level. When you find these secret exits, a new pathway will be formed, and the map will tend to change its geographical shape. You'll be aware of what levels contain secrets, as the dots on the map help signify what lies inside. For example, stages with red dots contain secrets. The bosses in Mario World aren't necessarily difficult, but they are fun, and the lead up to them tend to be very enjoyable. With these castles finally leading to a red boss door, behind you will find one of the 7 Koopalings or Bowser himself. And the final boss against Bowser is badass. Upon the completion of each fight, a custom cutscene is presented each time to show the destruction of a castle and the now new protection of a Yoshi egg. When I say this, I am very well aware that a majority of people share my opinion here. The Super Mario World soundtrack is fantastic. It would be incredibly controversial to say otherwise. The sound design in this game is brilliant. It isn't just the music itself that makes this game great, but it's how the music perfectly reflects the gameplay, like the speed up in time or the bongos when Yoshi is being shown. The joy this music supplies to people who play this game is incomparable, and for like the 7th time now, the music in this game was composed by none other than Koji Kondo. This man has such a rich catalogue of video game music to his name. However, my final rating for Super Mario World is a 9.3 out of 10. Thanks for watching, and the next video will be on The Legend of Zelda: The Wind Waker, because I was asked to, and I also feel like it. So, bye.